So I cut my Punta Cana trip short. I had to go back to America for an emergency trip because my bags got lost, and then I woke up in Costa Rica. I woke up in the Costa Rican jungle, and not only that, I woke up in a magical treehouse hotel. When I say magical treehouse, that's the name of this property, Sutri, and it really is. It is a luxury treehouse, and it is luxury epitomized, and it is treehouse epitomized. This thing is tall. It's like a UFO hovering above the treetops. It is really, really special. It's pretty unforgettable, actually. I live for stuff like this. You know, I do a lot of all-inclusives. I've done a lot of St. Regis's and Ritz-Carltons and ultra uber elite properties, but this is really what I live for. I booked 2 nights, and I'm glad I did because yesterday it rained the entire time. I'm talking a deluge. I'm talking a jungle downpour of biblical proportions, and you think I would be upset, but I am not. Being in the middle of this jungle during a crazy downpour in a treehouse that may be 100 feet off the ground, a luxury treehouse, which I can't wait to show you. It was an experience that was perhaps life-changing, unforgettable, just something I could never even imagine. So I'm going to show you this luxury treehouse in a little bit. I'm going to let the light come up a little bit. This is one of the best ones on property. It has a complete terrace downstairs with a jacuzzi. It is obviously elevated. I have purview and survey over the entire property. All the amenities you could wish for. The multiple beds. There's a bunk bed in there if you want to cram a few people. King size bed, TV, air conditioned, fast internet, shower, bathrooms, all luxurious. This is exactly what I needed at the moment. I just picked this hotel because it was halfway between the airport and Rio. I didn't feel like traveling to Rio the entire first day. I was looking for a staging hotel, and I happened to find this. This is not what I normally consider a staging hotel, but this might be the best staging hotel ever. But the sun is coming up absolutely perfect right now, and there's nothing cooler than waking up in a magical treehouse, luxurious treehouse in the middle of a Costa Rican jungle. So I am just waking up and turning on the camera. These are literally my first thoughts and first impressions, for better or for worse. Probably could have waited and made them a bit more coherent and articulate, but part of vlogging and part of traveling is you seeing exactly how I see it. And how I see it, this could be a very, very magical day. So we're going to head down to the restaurant. That's also where we're going to eat dinner. And we're going to come up here. I'm going to give you a room tour, and we are going to game plan these next 24 hours. This is Sutri, the luxury magical treehouse experience in Costa Rica. All right, here we go. Minibar is potentially all free, even though this is not an all-inclusive. All the soft drinks and snacks included, the wine and the upper end stuff, you have to pay extra for. Before you leave, you have to put your hand underneath this do not touch thing. And I guess that's a safety mechanism if you have any kids in here. They don't want kids to be able to just come and go as they please. This is not an adults only property. So you have to put your hand over that, just like this. And that allows you to leave the room. This is the name of my suite specifically, Que Bracho, and each suite here is named after a different Costa Rican tree. So this is what the descend from my room looks like. I feel sorry for the guy who had to carry my luggage, 2 pieces, all the way up and down these stairs. You'll see what I'm talking about. Spiral staircase, very classy. Just want to make sure that you are very, very sure-footed, especially when it's raining. It was a little treacherous yesterday. And then take a look at this second mezzanine. This is where the action is. Hopefully I have a chance to spend a lot of time out here either later this afternoon, evening, or even tomorrow morning. And I actually haven't been down here before. We'll just take a quick look. This is really intertwined, intermixed with nature. So the spiral staircase is how you get up to the treehouse, and then this is how you get up to the main road. So I think that this is the original one I had booked, the Jacaranda. The only difference between this one and then mine, I believe, is the jacuzzi suite. This one doesn't have it on the terrace below, and this terrace looks to be a little smaller. Also, the incline and the incline is much more manageable than what mine is. There's a lot of cacti and a lot of stuff I really don't want to step in, but this pool, you could barely even see it from up here, which really adds to the intrigue. Okay, we need to hustle. We need to double time down to breakfast. Hopefully I can still make it. I like how these trails are just both walkable extremely and drivable via golf carts. So no matter what your preference, not a problem. I've noticed that most people do choose to take the golf cart. Yours truly will be walking this the entire way. Walking down is a breeze. Walking up, I'm sure, is going to be a lot more intensive. I've noticed these native statues, or Olmecs, whatever you want to call them, throughout the entire property. I have to get some history on these. Really cool. But as you can see, it is intensely jungly, but still very luxurious, extremely easy to navigate. A lot of creature comforts with the paved roads, of course the luxurious rooms, which I have to show you. And I am told that this restaurant is pretty phenomenal. I'm hoping that it is. Before I walk in there, here is I think just a little gazebo. Again, just another little sitting area where you can relax and take in this gorgeous experience. Maybe bring a couple drinks up here, or you could choose to have some room service or the food delivered right here. Nice and shaded, kind of perched up here on some elevation. And this restaurant, by the way, is open to the public. You don't need to stay here in order to eat. So if you're in this area, or if you want to kind of see what this hotel is about, but you don't want to commit to staying, if you want to do some recon, check out the restaurant and see if this hotel is your style. So this is it. This is Taru Restaurant. Hopefully breakfast is still available. Let's go check it out. So I walked into breakfast, and it was a person who I never even met yet, an employee, and he goes, "Good morning, Mr. Williams." I love that. And there's only one breakfast option, but they'll kind of cater it to however you want. They might offer some additional add-ons. For me, they did a fruit bowl, a couple extra cappuccinos, which were amazing. Personalized service, literally making sure that every little thing was to your liking and was perfect. I can't wait to come back there again for breakfast. And more importantly, go back there for drinks. He said he was going to make me some crazy drinks. He said he had to get ready for them. He said to go check out the main pool and then to come back after that. So this walk is going to be a lot more challenging and arduous than the walk down. That is for sure. But you got to get the steps in, especially if you eat and indulge like me. You got to get the steps in whenever possible. I'm never taking elevators. I am never taking golf carts. I am always walking, and at this time, I am regretting that mantra. You don't realize the magnitude and sheer size of these tree houses until you're right next to them or underneath them. They are large and tall. And they are quite alien in structure. They're unique, they're different, they're noticeable, but they're not eyesores. So here we are back at my suite, Quebracho. Again, each one of these are named after an indigenous Costa Rican tree. Look at the incline to get up this hill. It's nothing to be trifled with. You better like exercise and be willing to commit to a lot of energy exertion. Most people, like I said, choose to take the golf cart. But let me show you what it's like to get into the Quebracho suite. It is quite intensive. It was a lot more arduous and treacherous when it was raining yesterday. Now it's a lot more simple, but still you're walking down a lot of different steps, a lot of different corners. You definitely have to watch your step. One misstep could cause a little bit of catastrophe. And just like getting down to the main lobby area, getting down to your suite is not a problem. It's the walk back up. It's not so hard by yourself, but if you have luggage, or for the person with luggage, I can't even imagine. But when you take a step back and you just pan up, you really get a sense for how large these tree houses are. All right, off to the main pool. Only 90 minutes, according to the weather. The weather is about as reliable as a psychic. But only apparently 90 minutes of this radiant sunshine. I want to take absolute full advantage of every single ray that's possible. We could do the jacuzzi in the rain. We can walk these trails in the rain. We go down to the market in the rain. But I want to make sure that we hit both these pools during absolute sunshine. I love this spiral staircase. I've always liked spiral staircases. I think they're so classy. So I think this is it. I think Sendero Trail takes us to where we need to go. There's nothing synthetic or corporate or artificial about this experience. You can talk about Paradisus and Iberostar as being, natural and committed to the environment. This is straight up environment. I don't think there are many people on property over these next couple days. I think only like 3 or 4, much like my bubble experience. I actually prefer that. I'm not here to socialize. I'm here to get my own experience and to really relax and to just interconnect with nature. So if there is no one here or a few people here, that does not bother me at all. So I'm counting at least 3 miniature pools. It looks to be a sun deck and a seating area elevated above the main one. Oh, this is a very roundabout way to get there. So like most steps, they take you all the way down. And now that I'm down, I think I have to get back up somehow. So the tributary of the pool starts at this kind of indigenous statue. Oh, this is nice. Now, this is all natural. I don't think they clean it. This might even be just natural Costa Rican jungle water. Lots of leaves in here, and I assume the leaves fall in here perpetually. So there might not even be a reason to clean it if the leaves are going to continually fall in here. I think it adds to the charm, it adds to the experience. It just adds to the overall authenticity of the pool. I'm trying to survey this whole setup and see if any of the pools are different. I think they're just 3 separate stages with different heights. So if there are multiple people here, maybe a couple can enjoy this one with some privacy, and another could do the second one, and also the third one. All could kind of be out here but have their own private moment. Maybe that's the way this was intended to be set up. Because there is a tributary coming out of this statue, you can hear the running waters from all the way up by my place, and it does make it feel a lot more authentic, a lot more natural. It makes it sound like it's more of a river, and it really is something that's much more conducive to a jungle environment than, say, just a natural static pool that would just be sitting here. So I think that the running water is not only very soothing to the mind, it's also a very perfect touch for this hotel. This platform right here is actually perfect to sunbathe on. I think a pro move is bringing like 3 or 4 towels, laying them down on top of this stone, and just sunbathing here all day. Water is absolutely perfect. And I don't care that there are jungle leaves in here. It's just pristine. Absolutely pristine in terms of just the color. You can just feel that the water is just immaculate. I'd probably say it's like 70, 72. 80 degrees gets too warm. It's like bath water. It doesn't really cool you down. You're just in the water to be wet. But this is absolutely perfect. Let's check out this third and final one. potentially even be better at night than it is during the day with the sounds of the jungle, and who knows how it's lit up and who knows what else. I'm gonna chill out here a little bit more, and then let's head to the swim up pool for some of those crazy drinks. All right, main pool time is over. I stayed here for a lot longer than I thought I would. It's really just 3 round pools on different levels, but I thoroughly enjoyed it to the max, much more than I would have ever expected. So I'm running a little short on time, but we still have some sunlight. I'm gonna head down to the swim up pool to get a couple drinks. Sugarcane and corn.
Yeah, that's a special process with adjust temperature.
It's also very popular in Brazil too, something like that.
It goes from
yes?
like South Mexico all the way to South America. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And enough with a little bit of a sugarcane and lime.
Make up.
That's the one we call it agua sapo martini. Agua sapo is a traditional drink from this area, which has a base of lime.
Okay, evening is here. I finished my afternoon at the swim up bar. Just a couple drinks. I did have one house drink that was really special. It's not even on the menu. And some of the ingredients are actually made in-house, and some of the alcohols are actually made in-house. It had a fruit in there that was native to Costa Rica that I've never had before. I mean, any new fruit is just really cool to experience, and it was delectable as well. And then I had another one of their drinks off their cocktail list. They do have like 6 or 8 different mixology drinks. I think each one is named after one of these sweets. If the drinks are any indication of what the food is going to be like tonight, I am excited. All right, so the late night pool action was definitely disappointing. I was looking forward to it. I was not going to spend as much time there as I did this afternoon, but I did want to jump in and see what it was like. It's definitely not set up for 24/7. Maybe it's an option, but it's not conducive. Certainly not inviting for late night pool action. Getting there was a little treacherous, no lights. The water wasn't even turned on. So probably an option for those pure naturists, but definitely not a leisurely option for someone like me. While I'm across from the abode, let me show it to you. Let me show it to you what it looks like at night. I don't remember shutting any of the windows. As far as I remember, I've had all of them open in terms of like the shades and the shears and the curtains from day one. It looks like the shears are shut, but I think it just appears that way. But even with that, you cannot see in. But if you do want complete and utter privacy, you can shut those curtains, which you can see. Those are not shut, but you could shut every single one of those. So, but privacy is not an issue. You'd have to come into these steps, which no one's really going to do unless it's an employee, and they usually would probably call before they do that. None of the other tree houses, the way that they are laid out, can even glimpse into your place, much like the Bubba Hotel. So privacy is not even an afterthought. In bed already. Well, not quite. I still have a little bit of work to do, and if I'm feeling it after that, we're headed down for a hot tub party. I'll raid the mini bar, or we'll find something fun to do. This bunk bed has acted as kind of just like a nice jump off point before I leave the room. I just have been keeping like my keys here, sunblock, maybe a little tipping cash, just anything that's in my pocket. When I come in the room, I put it here. When I leave the room, I put it back into my pocket. I did sleep on the top bunk last night because I did not want to disturb the room. I like to keep it fresh before I give my room tours. And also, it brought back some nostalgia. I had a bunk bed as a kid. Slept in it for many years with a bro on the other bunk, and I had one in college as well. So I'm not necessarily a fan of bunk beds. In fact, I might have a little PTSD from them. But sleeping in one in luxury with amazing mattresses in the middle of a Costa Rican jungle at one of the coolest hotels ever. It's pretty cool to do it in a luxury style in the middle of a Costa Rican jungle. Definitely wouldn't want to do it anywhere else, but here it was really cool. So it is so late. It's been such a long day, and I got a big day tomorrow and a huge trip in front of me. I need to get this energy back. It's time to start getting ramped up because I'm here in Costa Rica. This was just a staging hotel. Good night. I'll see you in the morning. Big day tomorrow. Boom. Good morning. As promised, hot tub party. And it is not hot, which is fantastic. And the beach towels, the jacuzzi towels, any type of adventure towels are already in your bathroom. There's 3 of them. Just grab one, put it in your backpack before you leave. That's very convenient. I'm really angry with myself right now for just getting in at this moment on my last morning. And I have to cut this actually pretty quick because I have to hit breakfast. I'm going to try to do one more thing. I obviously have to give you a room tour, and then I'm out of here, off to the most popular hotel in Costa Rica. There was a nice... Well, I should say there was a cool bottle of Prosecco in the refrigerator. I don't know if it's good. I'm not a Prosecco connoisseur or aficionado, but it looked really cool, but I just can't do Prosecco in the morning. So let's see what we got here. First of all, a little cold caffeine in the morning. I prefer my caffeine cold in tropical environments. This is just like nectar. In terms of a hot tub party, it's just basically snacks. This is what's going to be inside the minibar. We got some Saldanzas. I was going to say these are plantains, but they're yucca. These are actually quite amazing. That entire day of rain definitely put a monkey wrench in this entire stay. I would love to have an entire day out here. I think it's great to have a second terrace down here below. I mean, the upstairs wraparound terrace is more than enough. But if you really kind of want to live in your treehouse for a couple days and be secluded, this bottom area is very livable. It's very comfortable. These are definitely plantains. I'll eat these at night at an all-inclusive as a last resort. But I'm thinking if you're a couple and you're coming to Costa Rica on your honeymoon, this is one of your stops, and you really don't want any interaction, you want seclusion, and you're really into nature, I would be thinking you're down here all the time, because you can order room service from the restaurant. They can deliver here. There's a market just down the road, and you can stock up on whatever you want. They do offer excursions here, a lot of them. Well, these are plantains as well, but these are ripe plantains. I like these. A little bit more bitter, a little sharper, kind of more like a potato chip. These still last resort, but first last resort. And having the second terrace, I think, just adds value to the overall experience. You get another aspect of your room, you get another experience. It makes the price, which I find to be actually relatively affordable for a place like this, it makes the price a lot easier to swallow when you get more square footage and kind of more functionality down here. Oh, these are dasheen chips, malanga. These swirl marks are really cool. It looks to be some type of rutabaga or something of that ilk. These are the most similar to potato chips. Oh, I got one more left. All right, this is the last one. Oh my God, these are amazing. These are like fruit gummy bears. Yeah, definitely not going to win any beauty contests. Looks like beef jerky meets chewing tobacco meets something that my dog couldn't handle that I found the next morning. Muy delicioso. So that is it for the hot tub party. Just want to come down here and check it out. Perfect temperature, just very slight chemicals, perfectly maintained, clear all the way to the bottom. Hardly a speck of dirt anywhere in here. This is definitely set up for any way you want to use it. And what I mean by that is very malleable. If you're a honeymooning couple, maybe you just really need to isolate and get some work done, internet. If you just want to be one with nature, you could stay here at your domicile for a couple days, have room service delivered. If you run out of supplies, there's a market right down the way. They can give you a ride. Or if you really want to be social, adventurous, outgoing, there are excursions. There are some nearby towns which you can go visit. So no matter your perspective, no matter your goal, no matter your mood, no matter your day, this property is really set up for any way you really want to use it. Okay, wrapping up the trip. Just finished up at breakfast. You know, yesterday's breakfast was great in the sense that it was traditional and authentic Costa Rican. And I always want to have the authentic and traditional dishes, especially for breakfast, because that's probably my favorite meal. But I must say the breakfast is carb intensive. It's pretty much all carbs. And today I walked in and just said, would it be possible to get more protein? And wow, did they deliver. The service is first rate, top notch, 5-star all the way. There's like no problem. They brought me out eggs, like turkey bacon ham that was thin and crispy. That was delectable. I've never had turkey bacon ham like that before. Avocados, sausage links, another serving of eggs, yogurt with some fruit. It was an unbelievable breakfast, and it really exemplifies and typifies the customer service here and service overall. So this is the last thing I wanted to show you. It's all the way at the end of the property, all the way up top. It's the lookout, and I'm actually regretting coming up here last. This is probably the spot to be on the entire property. Better than any pool, better than the restaurant, better than any drink. The views up here are amazing. You can see the entire property, and the views of the valley, the jungle, are much more defined and distinct and vivid than what you have even up on your perch. You can see all the different valleys, all the different crevices, the runoffs, the different types of vegetation, all the variations of green, and the visibility is almost indescribable. They actually have netting up here if you want to lay down. They have some pillows. I think that's a really great idea. They have it on all different corners, so no matter where the sun or maybe even the moon is, you come up here and lounge and have this beautiful jungle right beneath you. This is the spot to be. As I leave, let me give you my final thoughts as well as a room tour finally. If you have a problem with steps or flights, this is not the hotel for you. Counted, I think, 31 yesterday at the end of the day. And just as you get down, it's time to get back up. I gave you a tour of the downstairs already. Spiral staircase leads us upstairs. It does get rather dark up here as you get to the main foyer entrance.
Gracias.
Bunk beds as soon as you walk in. This is a family-friendly hotel. It's not adults only. It seems like it would be, but it's not. But 2 bunk beds right off the entrance. I did sleep on the top one my first night. Surprisingly comfortable, but also surprisingly hot up there, even with the AC full blast. But I think this is a great idea to save some space and also pack a few more people in here. We have the shower right here. It is a silo, a gargantuan silo, probably 10 feet tall. I like the bamboo on the perimeter up top, rainhead shower. I like this ladder right here. It has everything you need, bath mat, all the shampoos, conditioners, hand towel, face towel, bath towel, and then you got your pool towels all right here. Just grab one and go. Like you'll see in the bathroom, there is a window here that you can open. If you're feeling provocative or risque, you can do that. It makes a little more sense to do that in the shower than it does in the bathroom, but you can do that in both. We have a desk right here if you want to get some work done. I definitely did. It is a blissful place to get some work done. The views make being productive and actually getting work done quite the delight. Lots of outlets below to plug in every accessory you could imagine. And then we have a JBL speaker as well as some binoculars for some animal watching. On the other side, we have a closet. There's a lot of storage in this room. 2 nice robes up top. And then there are some slippers as well, which you can also use as sandals. This is the coolest part of the room by far for 2 reasons. Number 1, the bed is absolutely amazing. It is extremely firm, but it should be. If you're staying in like a bunkhouse, a farmhouse, a tree house, like any type of cabin, I feel the mattress should be firm. And I slept like a rock in this thing. This is amazing. TV on the opposite side. If you're using that, you got problems. That TV should not be turned on at all. AC up top, which makes this the coolest part of the room as well. Even with the shades all the way open all day with the sun beating in, stays nice and cool in here. Here is the bathroom. Single vanity, but that's what you would expect in a place like this. Stone sink, almost looks like it's handmade, very apropos. Again, you got the bamboo tile up top. A very impressive hair dryer. I just must point this out. A very, very impressive hair dryer. You also have the attachment and an amenities kit. So this place is 5-star all the way. The minibar is also great because you rarely see one in a place like this. And when you do, it's a la carte. Everything in front is free. I don't know how often they replenish, if they do, but everything in front is free. Coke, Coke Zero, Fresca, Canada Dry. And then everything on the side here, you have to pay extra for. Wine, Prosecco, and then the really, really classy waters. Because this is a circular, triangular room, there are going to be some weird crevices towards the back. At first, I found them to be really peculiar, but I really embraced them because I use it as a chance to store and organize all my luggage. Like, it's the perfect luggage storage area. It's out of the way. It's actually hidden. And getting back here is actually quite easy. And it was just the perfect opportunity in place to store a couple 100 pounds of luggage and to keep it out of the room. In a place like this, you want to keep it clutterless. You just want to keep it nice and organized and fresh because you're in such an organic environment. And those crawl spaces or those back spaces, which felt weird at first, actually came in extremely handy. And then last but not least, here is the piece de resistance, the balcony. Having coffee out here in the morning was really life-altering, life-changing, especially for my first Costa Rican experience. Having your Costa Rican coffee overlooking the Costa Rican jungle. The sun hits this place right away, and then it kind of comes and goes throughout the day, and I'll show you what I mean in just a second. But this apex here that overlooks the entire valley is a place where I have spent hours. Even in the rain, it was really, really enjoyable. It's not even the clearest day, and you can see all the way to that mountain range, miles and miles and miles, as far as the eye can see. At night, the animals, start making noises. In the day, it's extremely peaceful. This, as well as the terrace downstairs, I think definitely make this place supremely special. The inside is nice. The outdoors is what makes it. Let me give you a quick walk around. So there are wraparound suites, and then there are wraparound suites. And the cool thing about this one is that because it's 360 triangulated, you can hit sun or shade all day. So the sun starts right here, and then it gets shady. But if you still want sun, you can kind of move towards the back. And if you are really into nature and you like your lush, dense jungle, there are spots for that. And then if you just kind of like your blissful kind of survey, comprehensive jungle view, you have that. But as I mentioned before, this property is really what you make it. It's very malleable. And that's true on the macro as well as on the micro. But you could easily spend a few days just locked up in your room here, just enjoying the bottom and top terraces, or you could get out and really enjoy this land and be adventurous and take advantage of what's around here. It's whatever you want to make it to be.